coming up.
Shorthorns are great cattle to work with. The marbling for shorthorn beef is exceptional.
And of course, they're great for crossbreeding with other cattle if you're trying to get heterosis.
Eventually, we made the decision to sell the other breeds and just go strictly with the shorthorn.
See how cattlemen are profiting from one of America's oldest and most efficient breeds, next on The American Rancher. Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minick. For more than 2 centuries, Shorthorns have served as the backbone of the North American cattle industry. The breed is truly America's first, arriving in the 1780s and contributing to the betterment of farms and ranches ever since. And the breed's remarkable story is not just its historical legacy. Shorthorns today contribute traits that truly matter: docility, maternal excellence, feedlot performance, and beef quality. Most of all, it's the ideal breed for crossbreeding with Angus and British-based cowherds. In the next half hour, we'll meet 3 successful Shorthorn breeders who demonstrate the breed's progress and why Shorthorns are the industry's best option for heterosis. Our first stop is Leveldale Farms near Mason City, Illinois. The top cow families in the herd are the result of many generations of Leveldale breeding, something that benefits commercial and seedstock customers alike. And the program continues to garner national attention, having received grand champion honors for Pen of 5 Bulls at the National Western Stock Show for 3 years in a row now.
There's generally some good cattle around here. My grandfather's grandfather moved out from southern Ohio and started farming in this area in 1852. We've always had cattle there. We've had Shorthorns since the beginning, and my grandfather and his brother really started promoting and building the Shorthorn herd a little bit over 100 years ago. But it was a thrill to be a part of it in the team of folks that have always been part of Leveldale Farms. My grandfather was the first person from the United States asked to go over to the United Kingdom and judge their main Shorthorn show in Perth. Being a part of that, integrity in the product you're delivering, and being with a breed that we really love. We try to raise livestock that are very much low maintenance and real sound on breeding, calving ease, growth, structure. And for over 30 years, we've been doing ultrasound work. We really make sure, to the best of our abilities, they aren't sold something that's just sizzle. We really want to know what they need, what they want, and then try to make sure it matches up with the lots and the kind of genetics to put into their herd. The vast majority of Shorthorns do extremely well in all different climate conditions. Shorthorns in general are really easy for children to work with and feel comfortable because of those dispositions. They kind of hit you well from all angles for kids who love working with something they feel is gentle and is not likely to harm them while they're learning and getting to know and take care of them and exhibiting. If you don't have to have near as many medical bills taking care of yourself and others because the cattle don't cause you troubles, it's a great advantage. They're very gentle, and we don't work with these cattle and bring them all in and brush on them and try to gentle them down. They're just nicely dispositioned, and if they're not, we don't keep them. The junior programs in the Shorthorn business are just outstanding. It's learning about agriculture and learning about cattle and about the breed and how it can help others. Some are going to be involved in agriculture as their career, some of them are not. But to have background in this is still helpful, just raising your own family. So it's a great opportunity for kids to learn tremendous things about agriculture. The docility, able to milk and raise a calf with good pounds, so they have tenderness. They have marbling, and of course they're great for crossbreeding with other cattle if you're trying to get heterosis, that extra growth. I mean, they already bring it, and so it's a great breed to use on other breeds. We also sell beef to people, but we primarily sell genetics to other herds. We love people to buy a herd bull from us and just be thrilled with the offspring of this bull and how well he does for them for years. It's really part of feeling connected with people all over North America. But I think people want products to eat that they feel extremely comfortable about how they've been brought up and how they've been taken care of and get the results they want. So that's an area I think that we may well expand a little in. We really want to make sure they're getting what they want and what they need. So for years, they'll be happy. We have customers who come to the sale that have bought cattle 50 years earlier.
This spring, Leveldale's private treaty bid-off bull sale is March 2nd, with an open house the weekend before the sale. The bulls selling will have extensive data, including all weights, frame scores, scrotal circumference, and carcass ultrasound measurements. For more information, visit leveldale.com. Coming up,
there's probably no better complement in terms of breeds than the Angus Shorthorn cow.
2 Shorthorn breeders demonstrate how they're developing genetics for the future and how Shorthorns can benefit your operation. You're watching The American Rancher.
The American Shorthorn Association is America's oldest beef breed association. Shorthorn cattle have been documented to produce high-quality carcasses that out-yield other British breeds. The added docility and maternal advantage of Shorthorns make them an outstanding choice to add heterosis to your commercial cattle operation. Shorthorns truly are a breed focused on performance with purpose. For more information, visit our newly renovated website at shorthorn.org or call 816-599-7777.
Reproductive success is critical in every profitable cow-calf operation. That's why you need effective, easy breeding with VitaFerm Concept Aid. High concentrations of organic trace minerals and vitamin E found in Concept Aid will ensure more of your cows breed back faster. Plus, you'll be giving your herd the AmaFerm advantage, leading to healthier, heavier, more uniform calves at weaning. VitaFerm Concept Aid. Effective, easy breeding.
Located just outside beautiful Crawford, Texas, MP Brangus strives to produce the best Brangus show cattle you can find. Come see Mark, Tammy, and the whole Perry family anytime to find your next Brangus bull or female. Our genetics work beautifully both in and outside the show ring. Follow our Facebook page to keep up with us on the show road. And remember, at MP Brangus, we show champions to produce champions.
Welcome back to The American Rancher. At the heart of cattle country in western Kansas, Loving Farms believes in the strength of the Shorthorn breed. The operation traces back more than 70 years, and today it has the highest number of elite performers identified by American Shorthorn Association's performance recognition programs. The family's innovative use of Shorthorn composites keeps commercial cattlemen coming back for predictable calving ease, growth, and feedlot genetics. Loving Farms is now taking the next big step by testing for feed efficiency using GrowSafe technology to identify cattle that gain more with less.
My dad and granddad started Loving Farms in the late 40s, and they bought a bunch of Shorthorn heifers, registered Shorthorn heifers in 1950, and started the herd at that point. And so we've been raising registered Shorthorns for almost 70 years. We believe Shorthorns are right today as well for their maternal characteristics, for their carcass characteristics. They can feed and yield and grade as well as anything in the industry. That's why we've stuck with them.
I think Shorthorn cattle are well suited for today's beef industry because they're very strong maternally, but they also are well balanced with that maternal ability with carcass traits, with the feed efficiency piece. We've known that the Shorthorn cattle are well adapted as far as feed efficiency is concerned. Now that we can start to measure individual feed efficiency, that's become a very big push. The Shorthorn cattle seem to have a an advantage over maybe some of the other breeds in terms of natural feed efficiency.
We recently had a pen of steers grade 97% choice out there at Montezuma, and the conversion on them was excellent. The industry's paying us for that choice and prime carcass, and we need to respond, and our customers are asking for it, and they're deserving, wanting more.
Today we've got Loving Farms in here. They've been customers of ours for more than 20 years, and we've seen the feed efficiency from these cattle get 2 or 3% better after the last 2 or 3 years of selection. They've always been in the top 10% of the cattle as far as feed efficiency. The growth stage system just is measuring how feed efficient cattle are, and then we're trying to identify which ones are the feed efficient cattle, and then of course we're going to select for those. The seedstock guys are going to select for those cattle and try to improve their overall herd. One thing that I want to talk about is the docility of the cattle as well, which ties into the feed efficiency angle of the things. But when we look at a 0.66 death loss over that 20-year feeding period and a 584 average conversion, part of that's tied into how docile the cattle are. They're easy to work. They don't get excited about things, so they're the kind of cattle that stand up the bunk, eat their feed, and then go make pounds.
One of the number one questions we get from commercial producers that are maybe looking at Shorthorn genetics for the first time are, what can the Shorthorn breed do for me as an Angus producer? And I think probably our number one answer is complement your program. There's probably no better complement in terms of breeds than the Angus Shorthorn cow. They're good uddered, they're maternal, they're reproductively efficient, they gain well, they feed well, they marble well, and in the end hang a high-value carcass. They're actually so much alike that they improve each other to the point that I don't know that I think there's probably a better cross than a Shorthorn Angus beef animal. I find a lot of enjoyment out of seeing our genetics go places and work in people's operations, be productive for them, be profitable for them. I think that's one of the greatest satisfactions I have, is getting into a conversation with a customer about genetics that they've purchased here and that they have done the job that they wanted them to do or exceeded their expectations. We try not to oversell genetics. We like to let them go do what they're supposed to do, and hopefully they sell themselves. And I think one of the most satisfying things I can do is get a customer to tell me that they've exceeded expectation.
Loving Farms will be selling more than 50 bulls and 30 females at its 2020 Predictable Genetics Proven Performance Sale in Pawnee Rock, Kansas on March 7th. The offering ranks in the tops of the breed for feed efficiency, calving ease, and maternal traits. And no doubt, because of the Loving's focus on raising cattle under real-world conditions, the offering will benefit commercial and seedstock producers anywhere. Visit lovingfarms.com. A more recent addition to the Shorthorn business is the family-owned and operated Paint Valley Farms, located near Millersburg, Ohio. Lee Miller and his family started the registered seedstock operation in 2005 and have since grown their herd to 150 head of Shorthorn and Shorthorn Plus cows. Over the past decade, their focus has been on producing quality cattle with consistency and performance. This led them to acquire some of the most impressive maternal sires in the Shorthorn breed, a strategy that's resulted in a cow herd that's functional, easy keeping, and easy calving.
We started Paint Valley Farms in 2005. The reason we started buying beef cows is we wanted to get our children involved in agriculture. I had grown up in ag. Been around dairy business, dairy cattle, and also we fed out beef steers and had a hog operation, and it taught me a lot about life that I could apply in other parts of my life. And so I remember that one day I looked at my wife and I says, I think we need to get involved with livestock. And eventually we made the decision to sell the other breeds and just go strictly with the Shorthorn. The Shorthorn were more docile, they were easier to have around with the family and the kids. But little did I know some of the other qualities that were there. There was a few things, but the quality of the mama cow and the ability to mother a calf and the docility of those cattle played a huge role in us going that direction exclusively. Growing up in production agriculture, I'd always been used to dairy or the hog side that everything was really consistent. And it became really apparent to me that not everything about our beef herd was really consistent. And so that became our focal point, that became our passion. And in doing that, we were able to find cows that we could raise and they were repeatably the same in volume. And as we continued to do that, our cow herd continued to grow.
We could have chose any breed of cattle, but we love Shorthorns for their maternal traits. We like the mama cow. We really appreciate the docility of those cattle and like the maternal instincts of the cow. We have a lot of calving using those cattle, and we really like the reproductive traits of the cattle.
One of the things we pride ourselves is on udder quality and feet and legs. You know, the criteria for any bull that we use back in our herd is, you know, it starts from the ground up. Those cattle can't travel. You know, they're not going to be here. So we're really focused on structurally sound cattle that are also reproductively sound. You know, I look through my cow herd today, that's what I have. There's 20 cows there that are over 10 years old. If you're going to be trying to raise herd bulls to put into other herds, you need a solid cow herd behind them. I mean, you're not raising herd bulls unless you have the cow herd set up to do that. You know, so to have a very consistent like kind of cow out on the range really helps us when we go to use a bullback on those cows to be consistent about the product we get.
So data is very important to us, and for that reason we collect birth weights all the way through yearly weight, carcass scans, and then also at calving we underscore our cows as well as the docility or the temperament of the cows. We also have started collecting data with the genomics so that we have genomic enhanced TBDs. We like the calves that wean heavy and go heavy to year of weight, but we need those cattle to stop growing when they reach maturity. Calving age is very important to us because our customers expect a live calf and they don't expect to help them. Most of the cattlemen that have cattle today, at least in this part of the country, have off the farm jobs. People come here to look for a bull. They're looking for some style, they're looking for some growth, they're looking for rib shape, some muscle shape, some doability back in those cattle. And I think one of the other reasons people like coming here is I think they're looking for customer service.
When you invest in our genetics, we do offer free delivery on those bulls anywhere in the US. We give you a first-year breeding guarantee. We want to know that your cows are getting bred by those bulls that you buy here. And one of the other benefits to coming out and delivering those bulls is to get to meet you and to know you and build that relationship with you.
Paint Valley Farms hosts its bull sale every year on the first Saturday in April. This year, the bull sale will feature 50 Shorthorn and Shorthorn influenced bulls from Paint Valley Farms and partner breeder Byland Polled Shorthorns. Their bulls are rugged, big-barreled, and bred for calving ease. Visit paintvalleyfarms.com. Up next,
I've had other breeds of cattle and I've always come back to Shorthorn.
Shorthorn cattle are increasing their relevance in today's cattle industry. And the breed is a key source of genetic improvement for 2 Kentucky breeders. That's coming up next on The American Rancher.
Ken Stewart with Southern Cattle Company, where we believe Brangus is the best option to maintain or add Bosindicus into a commercial cow herd in the southern U.S. And we're raising the right kind that'll add value to your calves. What makes us different as a Brangus breeder is that every decision we make, first off, ask ourselves, is this good for our commercial customer? We believe that our Brangus cattle will work in a commercial application anywhere in the Southeast. That's why we go by the slogan, built for the heat, prized for the meat.
Hi, I'm Bob McLaren with 44 Farms. We have a new program with Walmart called Prime Pursuits, which brings together great Angus producers from around the United States together to provide great beef for the consumer. Producers all around the country, we would love for you to join us in this great pursuit. So please give us a call. We would love to talk to you about the specifics of this great new program. Thank you.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. When you're buying bulls this spring, here's a few things to keep in mind about the Shorthorn breed. Shorthorns are the perfect complement to Angus-based cow herds. The breed is superior for docility, calving ease, and maternal traits, something every cow herd needs to maintain economic viability. Shorthorns add longevity to your females. Research at Colorado State University demonstrates that Shorthorn Angus cross cows lasted a year longer than straight-bred Angus females. When considering the cost of developing replacement females, an additional year of productive lifetime is a significant economic advantage for Shorthorns. And Shorthorns boost heterosis or hybrid vigor without taking your cow herd in the wrong direction.
This area of Kentucky is beautiful. It's called bluegrass country for a reason. Pretty much anywhere you go, you see gentle rolling green pastures, black four-board fence, and just pastures filled with horses, and now more and more cattle. Actually, the first breed to come to Kentucky in its early days was a Shorthorn breed. My horse friends now call me, and they'll laugh because they ask me what I'm doing, and I'll tell them I'm out in the field just hanging out with the cows. They're just a pleasure to be around. We just fell in love with them. Shorthorns are great cattle to work with. They have good dispositions. They are getting to a point now where they're calving more easily. The beef is excellent beef. Everybody who's ever bought any Shorthorn beef from us has always come back. The marbling for Shorthorn beef is exceptional. All the beef we raise on our farm is grass-fed, corn-finished, and I would put it up against anybody's.
I've had other breeds of cattle, and I've always come back to Shorthorn. They do more things well for me than any breed that I've ever dealt with. After 2 generations of Shorthorn and Shorthorn Plus bulls and one local farm real close to me, a friend of mine had that farm. She was buying bulls from me. At the time, she was in her meat business. She said, something's not right. I'm increased the amount of ribeye that I'm selling on each individual by 8 pounds. Now, she's selling that ribeye steak for $25. So she increased it by $200 an animal. And that's just the ribeye. And that's something that a lot of breeds of cattle don't have that Shorthorn cattle have. They're predisposed to tenderness, and it just makes the whole lot easier.
They're easy to work with. They're easy keepers. They pretty much live on air. They gain readily. They can tolerate some possibly less than perfect pasture and so forth. But I think for a small breeder, they're just a nice breed to work with that produce beef. They are beef cattle. The animals are gentle, they're kind to work with, so they're less frightening than some other breeds. They're very non-reactive. It is a family business.
I think if you look at the information coming out of the Shorthorn Association, it's pretty big stuff. We've made progress every year in the amount of transfers, registrations, new memberships. If you look at that data, it shows that people are looking at Shorthorns, looking for something different.
Though the Shorthorn breed is America's first with a legacy that spans more than 2 centuries, its breeders are not resting on their laurels. The Shorthorn Foundation, established in 1967, is dedicated to building opportunities in the cattle business, educating cattlemen and youth, and promoting the benefits and advantages of using Shorthorn genetics. Over the years, the Shorthorn Foundation has invested more than $100,000 in critical research and youth scholarships.
I think the Shorthorn Foundation plays an important role in all of our activities, providing us some resources that wouldn't otherwise be available. They're extremely important to our junior program.
The foundation has been an awesome part of the breed and the association. They're our senior board members. They work so close with us and they've helped us out so much as a junior board.
It benefits the juniors in our association by providing scholarships and different opportunities. They also help to provide funding for some of the research and development opportunities that we are pursuing within the breed as well.
The Shorthorn breed helps kids to see every opportunity they have, and we really publicize and have a great marketing scheme for every opportunity that we offer. And then we just have breeders that are more than willing to open up their doors to kids to come work for them or get experience showing.
It truly is a generational type breed and a generational type endeavor that the foundation does to try to not only keep the established members, but to bring in new members and then evolve their family over the years.
Many of the people who've donated over time had some of their best parts of their life as a young person on a farm or a ranch and working with shorthorn cattle. Others, their families have been in the business for many generations. Some, just one person. It just made such an effect on them and helped them focus on their whole life that they wanted to donate to help this go on as a tradition.
Through your help and support, the Shorthorn Foundation will be poised to continue these worthy endeavors and expand the breed's impact. You can donate to the Shorthorn Foundation and make an investment in the future of rural America at shorthorn.org. That's all the time we have today. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook. I'm Pam Minick. For our entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
That was superior.